breath in, and always focus on the good. That's hard to do in our world. We live in a fallen, broken, sinful world. We have to understand that. But even in the midst of all that negativity and all that evil and all that bad, there is still good. Focus on the good. Same thing with your life. I'm sure there's a lot of bad stuff in your life, but focus on the good. It's hard to do, I know. So Mark is actually new to 11th Element and what it's about, but me and Mark used to work out at something my brother used to do called Kingdom Net. I remember that. And we worked out, we called it the Dungeon, man. This is a garage, and then we do like a Bible study, so that was awesome. So 11th Element is all about faith and fitness. That's what we do. We like to help people mentally, socially, physically, obviously, but more importantly, spiritually. I got a short little devotion, and I'm going to pray, and let's just enjoy the rest of our day. It says this in the book of Isaiah 46, verse 4. Even to your old age and gray hairs, I am He. I am He who will sustain you. I have made you, and I will carry you. I will sustain you, and I will rescue you. When I read this devotion, I didn't like the old age and gray hair. So, not going over your ages, but I was talking to a buddy, and I was talking about how we used to play basketball. And I retired from basketball. You probably saw it on ESPN when I announced it. That I was retiring from playing basketball at 42 years of age. And the reason why I did was I couldn't find the right group of guys to play with. Like 20-year-olds, they're just crazy, bro. They don't care about me. They don't care if they hurt me. Like, I got to go home. I got a wife, 3 kids. I got a job. I got responsibilities. So it's hard to find the right people to play with. Not only that, when I would play basketball, it took me like a good 3 days to recover. Just the pounding on the running. You get bumped, you get pushed. I'm like, oh my heavens. So when I retired, I realized my body feels a lot better now because of the abuse I was taking. And then I have another problem. I look in the mirror sometimes and I see like these gray things sticking out. And I'm like, dude, I got these gray hairs. I don't know if I really like this. And I asked my wife, should I do what is it called? Touch of gray for men? Like dye your hair, like just combing it so it looks natural. She's like, don't be one of those guys. If you're one of those guys, there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. And then I'm noticing I got like these long hairs growing in my ear, my nose, and I'm like, dude, I don't think I like getting old. But it's a fact of life, right? And as I started reading this, I started thinking about my life. Like, if you were around Josh Good, like, you think I have energy now? You should have been around me like 16, 17, 18, in my 20s. Like, I still have energy, but my energy was at a different level. And as I think about our life, think about your life. We're getting a little older, we're getting more mature, maybe. Definitely a little wiser. We've been living a lot longer than some of the kids who I teach and I coach. And when I heard this devotion, I said, you know what? Even though we get older and we change and we learn, God stays the same. And I want to share this devotion with you. Life comes with so many seasons. Thanksgiving's coming up. Christmas, I love those times. But even different seasons in our own personal life. We might change jobs, change careers. Maybe we had kids and they were this big. Now I think my son's bigger than me right now. I'm like, dude, I don't like that. We have different seasons of life. Some are busy, some are blissful, and some that are even bored. When I read that, I'm like, dude, my life is not boring. I get bored easy. I gotta keep going. But we all have different seasons and different things in our life. Serving God can look so very different in each place we find ourselves. God so graciously promises to be our God through every season for the duration of our lives. He is the God of my children. He is the God of my spouse and my friends. He is a God of every season of my life. He is my God as I serve Him through motherhood, through fatherhood. He is my God no matter where I work, no matter where I live. And He will be my God wherever I go. He is there through it all. And He even carries us when life gets too heavy for us to handle Sometimes in life, we pick up these 5 pounds. Life is easy. Life is good. I'm comfortable. No worries. And then what happens is, life don't care about you. Then life starts adding some weight, and there's different seasons in our life. Sometimes life gets a little heavy. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know you all. Oh my heavens. Sometimes life is way too heavy to even carry. And here's a verse I want to share with you besides that. And it's found in the book of Matthew. You know, I don't even look it up. It's Matthew chapter 11, verse 28. And he says, all you who are heavy and weary, and you got burdens, and you got weight in your life just weighing you down. This is Jesus talking. He says, come to me. All of you who have that heavy burden in your life. Come to me if you're weary, if you're tired. Because when you come to me, I'm going to give you rest for your souls. You see, I think there's a lot of people in our world that their souls are heavy. They're missing something. And I know what that is. You see, we were all created with a void in our life. And we can fill that void with fitness. I love fitness. I think fitness will change you, not just physically, but I believe it can change you in other ways. That's why I believe in fitness. That's why I get to do what I get to do through this ministry called the 11th Element. But you see, we have that void. You can fill up with all kinds of stuff. But even in the midst of all the seasons of our lives, we try to fill it up with all this stuff. I think a lot of times people feel empty. People don't have purpose and passion and meaning. And what is this life all about? And Jesus is saying, just come to me. I'm going to fill that void. I'm going to give you that passion, that purpose. I'm going to give you meaning in your life. I'm going to do things in you that you never thought to be able to do, so I can do things through you. And you know what happens? When life gets a little heavy, I'm not saying everything just disappears if you give your life to Christ, by the way. But you know what happens? Even though it might be hard, we can still go through our life. And yeah, we got to do some work on our own. But what happens is, God's with you. God is there to guide you, to direct you. You know what else is pretty cool? When you find a community of people who are in the same boat, it's a little easier too. So when this guy's struggling with his squats, but he sees somebody else squatting by him, we're in it together, bro. And when this girl's sick of pulling these bands, and she looks to her right and left, and she got 2 girls beside her doing the same thing, that's why I love group fitness. We're all in it together. We're now connected because we all went through something. But on a deeper level, spiritually, when you start to surround yourself with people who put their faith and trust in God, and God fills them with that void, and you get around that, guess what happens? You're in it together. There's going to be people who love on you and encourage you. And I don't know what you're all going through, and you don't know what I'm going through, but sometimes life is exciting. Sometimes life is boring. And we have all these different seasons of our lives. Can I help us all understand that in the midst of all the seasons, and in the easy parts of life, and the hard parts of life, God is still there. God's not going anywhere. He loves you and He cares about you. He wants a relationship with you. He wants to do things in you. He wants to do things through you. God, thanks for the day. Thanks for the workout. Thanks for everybody showing up. Bless us as we go our separate ways and help us to